What if I told you Google's new AI agent can actually control your computer and do real work for you? Booking hotels, writing blog posts, clicking through websites, the whole deal. But here's the thing. I've been paying hundreds a month for a tool that does exactly this. So does Google's version actually stack up? I put them head to head with real tasks, and what happened was unexpected. Let's find out if this changes small business automation forever, or if it's just hype. Avoid using financial, legal, medical, or other types of sensitive information. I absolutely plan to. Don't you worry about that. Okay, and all right. Yes, I'm in. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to go and grab my exact same prompt that I gave to Manus. And just out of curiosity, I'm going to kill the VPN and see if that still works. Okay, so let's go and grab the prompt that I gave to Manus. And let's put it into agent and see what happens. Okay, so it still gives me the option to do fast and thinking, which is kind of odd because I thought agent would only ever really operate with the thinking mode. But let's see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to search for hotels in Hong Kong on booking.com. I've hit a date ambiguity next week. Oh, that's pretty good. So it's Sunday today, and it's wondering if it's the 1st to the 7th or December to the 18th to the 14th. Cool. So it's just going to guess. Now that's pretty cool. It's really thinking about this. Crafting a plan. I'll clarify the ambiguous date first. Okay. Well, that's pretty smart. That's pretty smart. I mean, I guess Manus didn't really go for that, but let's go and see what did Manus actually do in the end. It went for what dates? 1st to the 7th. Okay. So it went for the coming week rather than next week, technically. Okay. So the thing I do like about Gemini is it does take its time to think. You can see that it's going through kind of thinking loop after thinking loop after thinking loop. And that's really useful, to be honest. So I'm leveraging Google search to hunt down the hotels on booking.com. So this is interesting because the other tools attempted to actually go to the website and start clicking buttons, whereas this is going to use its own tool, Google search, and I guess filter to booking.com, which is interesting. It's a different way of doing it. Yeah, very interesting. I mean, I actually wanted it to use the website. And yeah, this is running Google searches. Okay, so not quite what we wanted here. I'm going to keep letting it do its thing. I'm going to give it the same task. Now I'm going to ask it to use on seats.aero, which is a tool that it will actually need to use. Help me find some hotels for this week. And let's just make it really obvious so there's no ambiguity there. Let's have it go and think. Let's see if it'll open up the browser, because that's really what I want to see here. Oh, now did I click? I'm not even sure I clicked agent mode there. Okay, so no, that doesn't look like the right one. Okay, let's go new chat. Oh, now that's interesting. It appears to only let me do one agent at a time, unless it's worked out that I'm no longer in the US because I turned off my VPN. That might have killed it. Okay, let's try VPN one more time. Let's try again here. Tools, agent. Okay, so you absolutely have to be connected to the VPN, it seems. All right, let's go ahead and run it again. I really want to see this browser mode work. Dynamic view. I don't know what dynamic view is, so I'm curious to see what that is. Let's what that is. Dynamic view. Never seen that. What is this? I hope we didn't ask it something too hard. Might start contemplating the meaning of life. Okay, here we go. So in our right screen, it is starting to invoke the computer use agent, which is fantastic. The thing is, I can't see what it's doing. It's not showing me. And remember, they did promise that I would be able to see what it was doing. Hey, here we go. Okay, so we've opened the browser. Amazing. All right, so this is actually working now. And on the left side, play the what is this chat. That's a little bit meta, is it? Can you identify what is this? Oh boy, it's making a game. I still don't know what that tool is. Dynamic view, all right. What is the dynamic view feature of Gemini? Now let's put that on fast mode, please. The one thing that annoys me about Gemini is that every time I open up a Gemini conversation, I really want to have just one. I don't know why they made it 2 button clicks to choose between fast and pro. If they just put the 2 buttons next to each other, that would be much easier. That's a little bit annoying, isn't it? Okay. Experimental generative interface. It transforms a standard text response into a highly customized user experience. So it's for many single-purpose websites or apps specifically for your prompt on the fly. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Single-purpose apps. I like that. Plan a 5-day trip to Rome. It might generate a multi-tab itinerary with a map of attractions, daily plans, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's cool. I mean, if that works on mobile, I can see that example being useful. That's not bad. Let's go back to our Gemini on the right-hand side here, our agent. Now, it's doing the right thing. It's choosing, you know what, though? I gave it what we call in Australia a bum steer. I gave it the wrong information. I actually gave it a flights website, and it's trying to find hotels. It's trying to find hotels on a flights website, like rooms.aero. That's what I should have. That's what I should have told it. Wow. I mean, I'm surprised. It's trying really hard. It's trying really hard to find a hotel on a flight website. I mean, what is it even thinking? That's kind of funny. What the hell is it doing? Okay. I think you should instead use rooms.aero because this is a flight booking website, not a hotel website. Okay, well, that's interesting. I'm gonna open up another agent window here, and let's give it the same prompt. Ask it to use booking.com again, but this time let's be explicit that I want it to actually use, you know, the website, not just its own way of doing it. Okay, on the website, not on Google search. Okay, and I'm curious to even switch this into fast mode just to see if that makes a difference. Fast mode or thinking mode. And I'm assuming in our other browser window here. So they want hotel data from rooms.aero, which resolves the earlier mention of seats.aero. Okay, cool. So we're gonna change strategy there, see if that works. Okay, so it's currently still researching. Seems no matter if I choose fast or thinking, it does really think about what it's doing there. Opening up the browser. Let's see if it actually goes to booking.com this time. Okay, so we're going to booking.com. Let's see if we can work out the dates. We're struggling with the basics here. All right, well, it's actually selected Hong Kong, which it didn't do last time in the demo. And so the next one I want to try is something that I would give a human. And so I'm going to open up another tab just because these are kind of running in the background nicely. Let's open up another one and we'll do it concurrently. No, thanks, I don't need Canvas. So I'm going to say, I want you to create a blog post on my WordPress website showcasing Google Workspace flows. And you can generate some of the content for it if you want, but I want you to embed the latest videos on Workspace flows from the itGenius channel. Actually, I don't even know if I've got any there, but that's okay. From the Google Workspace channel, that'll do. Okay, cool. Let's have a go at this, because what I'm expecting here, and this is what something like Manus is able to do. I haven't actually tested it with start to finish a WordPress blog with Manus, but I'm pretty confident it would be able to do it. You know, what I'd love to see here is Google, you know, go to the admin panel of my WordPress site, prompt me to sign in, which I'll do the research for the blog post, and then prepare the blog post, make a new post in WordPress, and publish the post. That's the kind of thing where, okay, now we're actually getting into the level of what a human would do for me. And, you know, pretty basic task. And right now we're already at the stage where most of that is being done by agents already in our business right now. So we're taking a video or a piece of content that I produced, we're running that through a gem, or we're running it through Notebook LM, and we're putting those onto the site after putting them through Gemini to improve the copy, make them readable, and make them useful. But there's still a human in that loop who's like cutting and pasting the content, taking the URL from the video, putting it into a gem, cutting and pasting it from the gem into WordPress, checking that it looks okay in WordPress, and then hitting the publish button. If we could do that with Computer Use Agent, hey, that'd be pretty cool. So here we go. This has got lots of stuff going on. So it's researching. I mean, it's not quite deep research level, but it's doing its thing there. And I'm immersed in publishing to WordPress. Now, I guess I haven't given the context of our company. In my main Gemini, in my Google Workspace account, I have memory set up. And it's a little bit different to ChatGPT memory. If you're on a Workspace business account, it doesn't automatically collect all your information and turn it into memory like it does with Gmail. So I've created a reference document and attached that to a gem. And anytime I do any work, I use that gem. And there's videos on our channel on how to go and do that. So go ahead and check those out. That'll teach you how to do that from start to finish. But this one here, it's asking me, hey, what's your website? Because it doesn't know what the website is. So I'm going to say itgenius.com I assume it's WP. Well, I'm just going to say itGenius.com, and it's a standard WordPress install. Cool. And then let's see if we can work that out. It should be able to work that out. Okay, so here we go. So here's my hotel search on booking.com. Struggling with the date selection. Okay, well, that's interesting. I assume it's because this site is a bit like Airbnb, where you click once and then you've got to like drag to the next one you want and then click again. I mean, not ideal, because it's really, I mean, it's thinking about it, but it's really getting stuck here, where Manus nailed this, did it in the first shot. And I mean, I do spend a couple $100 a month on Manus at the moment, but that's only because I've got it to do some really boring stuff, like click through hundreds of manual entries on a tagging system that I need to go through and tag a whole bunch of stuff manually. But maybe Gemini will work it out. Okay, we'll leave it there. Let's see how it's going on rooms.aero. I can't see anything. Okay, so it's now on booking.com here, which is kind of odd. I'm going to just refresh that screen, make sure I'm on the right one here. But I don't know why this is still saying it's still having the same trouble. Okay, well, let's put this one out of its misery and say, instead of booking.com, could you try with agoda.com? All right, let's see how that goes. Oops, Agoda. All right, let's see how that one goes. Okay, so this is good to see. So we're trying to log into the WordPress, and it's saying I'm going to use computer use agent, and I'm going to pause for the navigation so the user can log in. This will allow me to seamlessly transition to adding new post after login. So that's great. That's exactly what we want. We want it to get to the login. We want it to pause, let me log in, and then it's going to save those cookies, and it's going to hopefully work in the future with a persistent session. Manus does that. I don't know if it's going to keep a persistent session. You know, tomorrow when I want to do something on the website, is it going to remember, or am I going to have to log in again? If I open it up in a new chat, I don't know. Okay, so this looks pretty good. It looks like it's kind of working in the background, just waiting for it to pop up and invite me to log in. This one here, still struggling with using booking.com. Okay. Here we go. We're now on Agoda. All right, let's type it in Hong Kong. This seems to be working. We're getting there. All right, so commenter says, no need for the Ultra plan. You can get agent through anti-gravity. I did notice that, so let's do a little bit of research on that. Anti-gravity, Google. Oh, nice. Okay. So this is a code editor. I'm assuming we're just going to plug that into GCP and then use credits for accessing computer use. Ah, nice. Okay, so this is the example that it gave, was the flight tracker example. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to save that one for another day. And if you're new to the channel, what we try and do here is we try and demo the tools that are easy enough for a small business owner to use. So if you're a developer or an engineer, you're probably going to go straight to the nuts and bolts of building something on Google Cloud Platform, or you're going to access the raw tools. But most of those tools eventually are going to be kind of sanitized down and then delivered to consumers via, in this case, Gemini. We're getting like the consumer version of it. And that's what we try and demo, because that's what's going to eventually come to Google Workspace, which is the business version. And that's where our customers and their teams are going to be accessing it. So a lot of these tools, like for example, making gems, building agents, building multi-step workflows, they've been available in GCP, Google Cloud Platform, for some time, but not yet available in the Google Workspace ecosystem, in the sanitized, consumer-friendly interface that we're used to. But they'll eventually get there. Now, so let's see how far along we are. Okay, we're doing reasonably well here on Agoda. So I'm reasonably impressed. I want to see what it comes back with first. Going November 30 to December 4. That's fine. It seems to be doing its thing. Okay, it's looking for 5-star and 4-star hotels. It is moving slowly. Now, the curious thing for me is this doesn't appear to be capped, right? So if I ask it to go and do a task that takes it 10 hours, Google aren't going to charge me any extra for that. I'm just paying my $200 a month. And I guess everyone in the world is going to somehow average out or balance out for Google on this plan. That's my main curiosity here, is like, if I let something run for 12 hours or for 24 hours, I guess I'm not going to get a tap on the shoulder anytime from Google, but I'd love to know, just how far can we push this? Because if we can have agents running in multiple windows here doing things at the same time, what's to stop me opening more and more? What's to stop me opening one agent and say, hey, open up 10 other agent windows. Here's my Gmail Ultra login. Go and open up and spin up other agents to do other things. So that's where it gets, interesting. That's it for part 2. Make sure to check out the final part.